Hello, my dear student. This is Shahjalal Ahmed Pial, lecturer Finance and Banking, Milestone College. Welcome to all in my virtual class. Today I will discuss sources and uses of bank fund, chapter 7, second paper, textbook. Today's topic is sources of bank fund. This is the lecture number 2 in this chapter. Dear students, let's go start. Sources of bank fund. This is the chart of sources of bank fund. There are two parts of bank fund. First one, long-term source, and second, short-term source of bank fund. Long-term source of bank fund, number one, share capital or paid up capital. Number two, reserve funds. It refers statutory reserve, general reserve, and other reserve. Third one, special deposits account. And last one, in long-term sources, sales of debenture of securities. Share capital or paid up capital and reserve fund called internal sources of bank fund, and special deposits account and sale of debenture of securities is called external sources of bank fund. So, my dear students, we learned that long-term sources of bank fund has two parts. One, internal sources of bank fund, and other external sources of bank fund. Now we will learn to short-term sources of bank fund. First one, accumulated fund from deposit account. Second, loan from central bank. Third, loan from money market. And last one, debt loss provision account. This is the chart of sources of bank funds. Dear students, let's go in details. Sources of bank funds. The sum of money that the bank collects from various internal and external sources for banking business needs is called a bank fund. The main source of bank fund is public deposits. Bank fund has two parts, one long-term source of bank fund and another short-term source of bank fund. First, we learn the long-term sources of bank fund. First one of long-term sources of bank fund is internal sources of bank fund. In internal sources of bank fund, number one, share capital or paid up capital. The capital raised by selling the shares of the bank is called paid up capital. At present, a bank has to pay up capital of at least taka 40 crore for listing with the central bank. This is the first and principal source of bank's own capital. Another internal source of bank fund is reserve fund. Reserve fund parts divided has three parts. First one, statutory reserve. Statutory reserves are state mandate reserve required for insurance companies or bank business. According to the Banking Act 1991, such funds are required to be deposited in the reserve fund at the rate of at least 20% per annum from the profits earned until they are equal to the share capital or paid up capital of the bank. General reserve. A general reserve is a reserve which is created by appropriations of profits. It is created without any specific or particular purpose. If the amount deposited in such fund is more, the bank issues stock dividends or bonus share to the stockholder or shareholders. Others reserve fund. There are some others reserve fund where collect bank fund in long-term basis. Number 1, sinking fund. Number 2, share premium fund. 3, dividend equilibrium fund. Unclaimed dividends, etc. Now we'll learn to the external sources of long-term bank fund. First one, special deposits accounts. Monthly saving scheme. This is the famous scheme of bank account. Any person or any deposit holder deposit a fixed amount in every month to deposit any commercial bank. After durations, the deposit holders return his principal amount with attractive profit. Monthly benefit scheme. From these schemes, a deposit holders received monthly benefit or profit from his deposits. Double benefit scheme. This is another famous deposit scheme of any commercial bank. After a certain period, a certain amount of money will be doubled in this scheme. Fixed deposit scheme. Fixed deposit schemes, many other fixed deposit schemes in a commercial bank, but which duration is more than 3 years. These are the long-term fixed deposit scheme. Educational savings scheme and house scheme, etc. And last one, sale of debenture of securities. Being a bank company, it can make long-term financing by selling debenture, bonds, securities, etc. with the permission of Bangladesh Bank or Central Bank. Now we will learn the short-term sources of bank funds. Accumulated fund from deposit holders or deposit account. Commercial bank collects deposits from the public through various bank accounts as like current account, savings accounts, and fixed accounts. Current account is preferable for businessmen. Savings account is preferable for service holder or little income peoples or students. And fixed accounts is preferable for pension holder or a investor. Loan from central bank. Loan from central bank is another short-term sources of bank fund. The central bank is considered as the last resort of loan of listed bank in all countries. So, commercial banks can take loan from the central bank if necessary. Loan from money market. Commercial bank collect his funds in short-term basis from money market. In commercial bank loan, leasing company loan, financial company loan. Last one, debt loss provision account. So my dear students, now I will hope all are understood the sources of bank fund. So no more today and goodbye. Take care of your health and sound mind. Okay, Allah Hafiz.